Hello farmers and welcome back to American Falls. Almost finished with our sorghum harvest. It has been going rather well. I brought one trailer already up to the silo. So we got about 28,000 liters of sorghum in the silo currently, and of course whatever we get here, and that'll be our grand total. A couple things I did test in between episodes. I went on down to the grain mill on my test map. And yes, we can make sorghum flour. You can make sorghum, wheat, barley, and oat flour. And also, yes, the pigs here will take sorghum as a food. So I was kind of looking at the grain mill and thinking, should I buy the grain mill today? It will cost me 60 grand. Well, currently I'm only at 30. Well, I could sell the greenhouses, and that'll give me $30,000, and I'll get us right up to the $60,000 mark. I would have to go do a harvesting contract to get a little bit of extra money to buy it. But then I started looking at the money situation, and yeah, I will make more money by making the sorghum into flour, but the extra money I will make off it the first year is probably not going to help me that much currently. I'm going to get $200 more per 1,000 on flour than I would on sorghum. Which does sound good, but I don't know, being August already, if I'm going to make that much flour, because we got to sell it in November, because that's the peak time to do so. And also, buying the grain mill today, that will put us pretty much back at zero, which, you know, it's okay, but I think I'm going to wait until September. We're going to skip through the rest of the month here once I get done harvesting this field, and kind of let the market kind of tell me what I should be doing in a way. I got to see what comes up for contracts, because currently right now there's only 2 contracts available for me to do today in the month of August. See what comes up for sale in the store as well, and then I'll decide. I mean, selling the greenhouses sounds like, yeah, let's go ahead and do that, but the greenhouses do make $4,000 a day selling those lettuce, tomatoes, and strawberries. So, and it's not a whole lot, but it is $4,000. I think those greenhouses probably at this point, for what they have sold, have, you know, paid for the land that we bought that they're sitting on. So, I mean, it's making some income, and I want to keep it there for now. So we're just going to wait until September and see what we're going to do with the sorghum. We don't need a whole lot for the chickens and ducks, as we saw. What was it, 5,000 liters a year is all I need to feed those birds. That's all we really need. And I don't plan on putting down a big chicken coop and raising a whole bunch of birds. Yeah, we're just going to use the pens that are on the map. I don't plan on putting down any other pens currently or in the future. I don't see myself doing that here. I kind of like the way the pens look here in American Falls. So as you saw, we got a full trailer sitting there, and of course whatsoever what we're going to get off the field here. But it's been a very, very good harvest. I am happy with it. We'll see in a minute. Once we put all the grain into the silo, we can check our stock market page, and we can see what we'll get for the sorghum at the peak price. Hopefully it's a good amount. But then again, like I said, I could wake up in September, see the current situation of the amount of contracts that are available. And if there's nothing for sale in the store, then maybe I'll buy the grain mill and start making some flour. Let's go ahead and turn that off like that. Actually, I'm going to detach the header, because that is the least header. I want it off the combine, because I'm going to leave the combine running. Let's grab the Landini. We got to bring this grain back to the farm and dump that into the silo and come back and empty out the combine. Yeah, I also got to figure out what I want to plant in this field for next season. Kind of leaning towards corn. So I don't have to plant corn until next... I better double check on that. It should be next spring. It should be, not until next spring. Where's the corn? Yeah, corn's in the spring. I could plant oats in the spring, sunflowers. And of course, I could do sorghum again here, because we're not doing crop rotation. That doesn't matter if I plant the same crop in it twice a year. I could also do rye and flax if I wanted to, but I'm trying to plant crops that's going to help us out in the future to get pigs. Corn is going to be something. Sorghum, I can feed to the pigs. So that's just something to keep in mind. But I'm not, like I said last episode, I'm not in a rush to get the pigs on here. Even though that this is the first farmyard that we bought. We get there when we get there. I'm not in a rush on American Falls to do pretty much anything other than get some money in so we can start expanding the farm just a little bit quicker would be nice. I mean, I think we're going at a good pace, but I also would like to not have to do, you know, I haven't done as much lately as contracts in between episodes as I did in the beginning, just trying to get us where we are. But I'd like to get it to where we can just work on our own fields, make money off our own fields, and expand the farm that way. But currently with only 2 fields, the grass field and now the sorghum field, of course, it's not quite enough to keep the farm rolling. I mean, I think, you know, in real life, with these 2 fields, in the long run, yes, we'll make money off these 2 fields and eventually buy a 3rd field, but I want to be able to buy one by the end of winter, before winter gets here. Oh, sorry. Well, you barely bumped my tire. I think we're both good. We're both good. Should have my beacons on. I'm not going to cultivate or mulch this field, even though from what farmers said and what we have done in the past and other maps as well, with the long stalks of the sorghum, we should be putting them on down. But if we come in here with a direct drill, it'll take care of it. Let me go ahead and I'm going to leave the combine here for now. Let's go ahead and put this into the silo as well. Actually, let me speed up some time because maybe some other contracts will come up. Because currently our grass field, I don't have no work to do in that field. And the only thing I would be doing in this sorghum field is replanting it, and I don't plan on doing that currently. I want to do that next spring. And of course the chickens and the ducks, they'll be fine for a while. I don't know how often I'll have to feed them. But probably once a month. I don't have a trailer. This trailer is leased. So that's something that we are looking for. Probably start off with something like this trailer right here. But of course in the long run, we're going to have some decent big equipment hanging around here. Actually, should I keep this trailer overnight? This trailer cannot be that expensive to keep overnight, I would think. Trailers. This is the one we got. If I go leased, let's see, per workday. So $200 if I kept it overnight, and work hours $420. We already paid the $400 base cost, so it's only $200 to keep it overnight, which I probably will do, because if I end up buying the grain mill, then I would need this to transport the grain down. Let me just double check on the contracts. Yeah, I was kind of tempted to doing this, but for $5,700 to go all the way down the other end of the map, of course I'd have to use the header that we leased, and if I go over the hour, that's going to be like $1,000 for the header, so I think I'm just going to go ahead and pass on that. So I'm going to advance on time here the rest of the day, and before the end of the day, I'm going to return. I think it's only the header and the trailer is what I got leased. That's the wrong button. Yeah, trailer and header. So we'll just keep our eye on the contracts as we go along, but I think that's pretty much all it's going to be today. Of course, we're really looking for the plowing and fertilizing contracts. I know those pay very good. But yeah, I'll see you later on in the evening, and then we'll see if anything pops up. But if not, we're going to go right on to the month of September, and then get back to work, because you know, we need more than $30,000 in the bank account to proceed further. Well, just like that, plans changed greatly. As you can see, we got the Landini and the plow. We have a plowing contract for $28,000. Yeah, $28,000. So now I think I probably will take that harvesting contract down in field 26, which is right across from the store. I think I can get that field harvested before the hour comes up on the header. And between the plowing contract and doing the oat harvesting contract, I think that'll give us enough money to buy the grain mill. I'll buy the grain mill. I'll bring the sorghum down. Not all of it. I'm going to probably leave maybe 10,000 in the silo. And then we'll start making some flour. And then I can return the trailer and the header. Yeah, that will put us back down to 0. I know I keep saying I want to be able to buy a field. But by buying the grain mill, yeah, we will make more money off the flour. I just don't think it's going to, get all the sorghum into flour before November comes. I could be wrong. But this is the field that we got to go ahead and plow. So this is the one I tried to do the contract in and deliver to the grain mill. And of course, yeah, that didn't work out. Let's come into here, and of course we want to hire a worker, create job, target position. Let's go this way. And let's see, I think 3 headlands would be good. This is probably going to take a second for Courseplay to figure out, because yeah, this is a funny field with the yeah, I forgot what that word should be, but runoffs. I think they're like runoffs basically. So like when it rains, you're going to have some places for the water to go. I will say, getting a Courseplay course set up for this field here always takes a while, but finally got it taken care of. It looks like Frank will be taking over. So I'm hoping, is that harvesting contract still there for 5,000? Yeah, this one right here. That one not interested in, but this one right here. Just got to accept it because we got everything that we need. All right, so let's go back and, well, I do have to hook up the header back up because I have to, nope, unfold it. It's going to be a little bit tricky getting on down the road with the combine because it's a lot wider than the road itself. Not the road itself, but for our lane it's wide enough. And of course, the entire road that I'm taking all the way down there, we will have traffic. I would prefer the combine to have tracks on it rather than the wheels, but that's okay. Let's see if I can get enough room for the traffic to get on through without hitting the fence. Yeah, it looks like we're sneaking by. We got beacons. Yeah, I should have the beacons on. So I will be using the Valtra and the trailer again, which it will get the job done. I don't know where we're bringing the. I didn't check. I'm not bringing this to the grain mill, am I? Because like an idiot, I didn't look. Oh, we buy anything. I have no idea where that one is. It'll be pointed out to me on the map. But luckily it's not the grain mill. Which in some ways would be kind of great because we are going to buy the grain mill. So on other maps, if I could deliver to the grain mill, if it was a contract delivering there, I'd put the grain into it and then buy the grain mill, and I would usually, unless they patch that, I'm going way back to the early days of FS22. Yeah, if you did that like a contract and delivered or sold grain to the grain mill and then bought it right after, the grain that you sold or brought in by a contract would be in there, and then you'd be able to use it to make your flour. So once again, this field right here on the right hand side that's got lime in it, I am eyeing this one up for the next purchase. Let's just go on to the map, because one, I gotta see where I'm bringing the grain to. Oh, which is right over here. Okay. Yeah, so field 28, farmlands. You can see expected yield potential is 115% with the soil that's on the land. And the land does cost, I don't want to say only $180,000, but it's $180,000, which is not that bad of a price. So I would like to buy it, like I said, by the end of winter, by the time winter gets here. That way when spring comes, I can get in there, soil sample it, do all the things we need to do. But it's not going to be the end of the world if I can't afford it until next spring. and they put a different crop in there. Because I could always go in, if I don't like the crop they got in there, I could always go in and just replant over it. But I would assume with selling the silage and some of the flour that we're going to be making, we should be back up to 180,000 by next spring easily. Especially if I keep getting contracts for plowing jobs for 28,000. Alright, watch out for the train. Not that I can really have a choice. I can't really see too far. Yep, knew that was coming. Alright, let's turn off traffic for a brief second here. I'd like to keep the traffic on. Where do I turn the traffic off? Is it here? Traffic. Off. There we go. We'll leave it off for now. I'll probably forget it's off and be like, where did all the cars go? Oh yeah, that's right, you turned the traffic off. Alright, so here is the field that we need to be harvesting. Let me start on this side of the field. And any extra oats that we get, of course, we will keep. The heck did I just run over? I don't see anything there that I ran over. Interesting. But either way, we are harvesting away. This field is, it's a decent size, but with a 45-foot header, shouldn't take me too long. And it's not like I'm in a big of a rush because we got to wait for Frank to get that field number 42 plowed, and it's going to take him a little while to get it done. But with that plow and that setup, it's going to be quicker than if I used the one that came with the contract. I am actually just going to hire a worker for this, because in the meantime I do need to get the Voltra on down here with the trailer. Yeah, I still got the trailer. Just want to make sure. I was like, I didn't return that yet. Back up to here. But if I was going to check the stock market page. So the sorghum, if we sold that in January, it says that's the peak time. We would get like 32 grand if I sold all the sorghum I have in storage. Of course, I would keep some of that. But now we're going to be turning that sorghum into flour, so it's going to do a little bit better. The one thing I haven't tried yet here on this map, I tried a little bit on Goldcrest Valley. Let me go into create job, not deliver, go to, and if I just mark, can I not mark? Oh, target position. Yeah, see, you can tell I don't do it that often. Let me just go ahead and mark it like right there and start job. Looks like Frank's twin brother is over here doing that. All right, yeah, he's plowing the field. Hasn't got one headland done yet. It's a pretty big field. All right, we're going to go ahead and stop you. And how did you do at that end of the field? Oh, you got the whole field done. All right, good for you. All right, so contract on field number 42 is 20% done. We got a worker bringing down the Voltra and the trailer, so we can unload this and deliver it over to We Buy Anything. I think that's what it's called. Yeah, you can see the worker bringing the Valtra and the trailer down. They made it around the corner apparently. And they are coming this way. Perfect. Actually, instead of me driving up on the sidewalk constantly, it's getting a little laggy right there. Interesting. Cleared up a little bit, back up to about 57 frames. Okay. Got real laggy there for me. Hopefully it doesn't show up too much in the recording. But as I saw in last episode, we did an oat harvesting contract, and we got a lot of extra oats off that field. So if I can get like 3,000 liters of oats extra off this field that we get to keep, that's a good amount of flour. Now, of course, the one thing I also got to take into consideration right now is I currently do not have a way to transport flour pallets anywhere, but I'm pretty sure by then we might have something around the farm that could transport it. Worst comes to worst, I will get a lease trailer with auto load, which I don't really want to do too much on this series, if I can help it. But when it comes to a lot of pallets, then we'll switch over to auto load. But yeah, we can just lease an auto loading trailer and just pop them on there, or use super strength to lift them up on a trailer and go deliver them. So I've changed my mind in the last hour about buying the grain mill this episode or not. Before I started recording, I did math. I'm like, I'll buy it. Then I did the math. It's like, you know what? Probably not worth it. Now here I am, 15, 20 minutes later on, and I'm thinking, all right, now we're buying it. Well, our workers just arrived, so that is almost perfect timing because we got a full combine of oats that needs to be unloaded. Luckily, there is no crop damage on other farmers' fields. Although I do believe there is a mod out there that will allow that to happen. And the worker got down here, well, with no problem. Congratulations. I am going to go over this hump where I started with the combine, just because I want to see. Looks like the combine, when I went over, ran over something. I don't know. That seemed nice and smooth. Yes, I am aware that the Valtra does need a repair. I just, money-wise, we're kind of pinching the pennies currently. I'll get it repaired at some point. Yes, that will help out with the horsepower a little bit. Probably not going to be too expensive to repair. I do have the reduced maintenance mod. Dump that on in there. So at least this way now, we get to keep the greenhouses currently. Eventually the greenhouses are going to go, because that is where, once the premium expansion is compatible with American Falls, and we actually get some crop to bring on over there, we're going to be putting either the vegetable or the soup production building over there. If possible, maybe even both. We'll wait and see. I mean, probably can only afford one building at a time over there. And of course, I will be using the Mark Thor root crop harvester that is now available on the mod hub to do the vegetables. So that way, you know, we have a hopper, a grain bin, whatever you want to call it, but at least we can go around and harvest that way and then unload into a trailer and bring them on over. But we will need to be doing some vegetables, because we're going to have to keep some for the piggies. The piggies can have the carrots, parsnips, and red beet, the beet crop. They only need about 5%. And if I remember correctly, I think that pig pen can hold 200 pigs. So a decent amount. And just remember, we do have the enhanced animal mod running, so when they reproduce, they're going to be reproducing quite a bit. And we will try to sell the pigs at peak value, and hopefully make some money off of them. But either way, if I do, it's not going to be a huge amount of money, but we're doing it just for fun. We did it a little bit on East Vineland. We raised pigs. Originally, we were raising the pigs there to bring to the meat market, which that mod, didn't really pay out at all. And then near the end of East Vineland, the pig pen was finally starting to get full, but the series ended before we really got around to selling any pigs. Make sure that Frank is still doing well over field number 42. Looks like he's still moving, so that's good. So now we just need to get this field harvested, hopefully as quick as we can, because I don't want to pay, I'm guessing maybe $1,000 going over the hour on the header, because the header is leased. I think it's going to be close. I mean, if it goes over, I still think we'll have enough money to be able to buy the grain mill. But let's get this field harvested and the oats brought over to the We Buy Anything selling area, which is right where I think we sold the logs. And by the way, I got a whole bunch of trees up by the chickens that I could be cutting and bring on down and sell also. We may be doing that probably maybe in a month or so. If the work gets kind of slower on the farm, we'll lease the winch system again and drag the trees on down. Just the spruce and pine trees though, because they are easy to delimb and get the leaves off of them. Well, spruce and pine trees don't have leaves on them, but you know what I'm talking about. Get all the limbs off of them. That way we actually get the money for them. But right now, I just need to focus on getting this field harvested. Just about done here, and I just saw a message that we are 60% done on the plowing contract. So by the time I wrap up things here, maybe they'll be like 70-75% done. But we need that plowing contract before we can buy the grain mill. And so far, I don't think we've gone over the hour on the header just yet. It's going to be awfully close. I know that much. I could go in the leasing page to see where we're at, but well, at this point, does it matter? We'll see here in just a few minutes. Let's hope I don't see that money drop down by $1,000 in the next 30 seconds or so. Alright, we got it all off the field. I'm just going to drop the header. That way, with the engine running on the combine, I'm not too sure. Let's go ahead and get the, almost on Landini, but this is the Valtra, which actually did pretty good hauling the grain trailer. As long as it's on flat ground, it gets up to top speed, but if it starts going uphill at all with a full trailer, it doesn't like it too much. Now, the first trailer, after I got unloading, I don't know if you saw it in the time lapse, it said 55% delivered on a full trailer. So while this is filling on up, let's go to the store page. Let's go to headers, and do I see... I had it for 0.9 hours. Return. Yes, return. Just because I'm curious while that's still filling up, I'm sure. Let me go into here to that header. How much would the extra hour cost us on that header if I went over? Wow. Okay, almost $2,000. Almost $2,000. I thought it was going to be like 1,000. And looks like we got everything out of the combine, which is good. Let's fold that on up. I'll come back for this a little bit later. But now we are focusing on the plowing job and, well, completing this contract as well. And then getting the grain down to the grain mill so that process can be started. Because November is going to get here very quickly. Yeah, so the oats, I thought they were going to almost the same location as we brought the logs, but it's just around the corner. So here comes the train. You can see the berries don't come down until after the train goes through, so you got to be careful. I don't know in the update that Lancey Boy has for the map if that's going to be changed. I think a lot of the fences are going to be fixed. The main thing I was looking for is make sure the premium expansion was going to be on here, which it will be. And a couple of other things I think he's adding and fixing. So, for those of you playing on the Stone Valley map that he has, I think that update, well, that update didn't pass either. So I think when that update goes out first, I think that's what he's working on, the Stone Valley update first. Anything to see in Stone Valley pretty much will be happening here in American Falls as well. Alright, so the second I see the money go up, I want to stop because I want the oats for making flour. So I'll keep my eye in the upper right hand corner. And that left me with 3,000? Yeah, 3,300 liters of oats, which is not too bad. And we did get a little bit of money from the extra there, but that's okay. So we will get almost $6,000 for the harvesting contract. Let's go in here and collect on that, shall we? Contracts, there we go. Completed, there we go. And yeah, so 28,000. 28,000 will get us up to about 63. And we need about 60,500 for the grain mill. And let me go ahead and I'm just going to park this. Actually, might as well just go right on into the grain mill, which is, I kind of forgot how to get there. Let's see, the field's there. I think the grain mill is just right over here. And if I have any money left over, I may actually bring the Valtra on down to the store and get it repaired. Now, here is the grain mill. We'll get this all set up and ready to go. All right, let's jump on over and see what we got over here. Ooh, actually looks like there's a lot left. But how much have we done on the contract? 66%. Well, to save myself some money, I am going to dismiss the worker. And, well, I'm going to be here for just a little bit getting this done, but we're going to get it done this episode, but you're not going to see me plow the whole field. Wow, okay, there's a good amount left here. But you know what? The worker got 66% of it done, which is pretty darn good. So let's see. It is 12 past 4 in the afternoon. I reckon it's going to take me maybe another 20 minutes or so, possibly to get it up to 100%. But I'll see you then. We'll collect on the contract, buy the grain mill, get some oats in, and then we'll at least make one trip back up to the farmyard, get some sorghum, and get a full trailer on down to the mill. And that way, we got some flour being made. So I'll see you in about 20 minutes, maybe half past the hour. That's what I'm shooting for. Well, that was a bit of surprise getting the contract done there. Reason being, it was taking me about every 10 minutes I was getting like 10% done. So from my calculation, I should have been done somewhere around 42 minutes past the hour. But the farmer's happy with the work that I've done, apparently. So, yeah, a little bit longer than I thought, but you know, it's going to be worth it here just by collecting that. Perfect. Getting us up to $64,000, which is what we need to come over here and farmlands. And right where the Voltra is parked, lot number 74, we're going to buy that for $60,407. Perfect. Let's get the Landini over there with the plow and see now it looks all nice and plowed. The entire field has been done according to the farmer, so that's the way it looks to him. But that's not the way it looked to us just a second ago. But I want to bring the Landini over because, yeah, the Voltra is there with the trailer, and I want to swap the implements, the trailer, and the plow, and that way the Landini can run back and forth with a grain trailer, bring all the sorghum down. That does drop us down to just under $4,000, but that's okay. Like I said, the greenhouses every month bring in about $4,000, so that's going to make us a little bit of money. Not a whole lot of money, but it's some. But we got to keep the greenhouses for a while longer. Probably, I would think until next harvest season before we sell them, because like I said, I want to put down the premium expansion production buildings or building there, one or both. So they may as well just stay there and keep on bringing us money, or until they run out of water, because I don't have a water tanker currently either to fill them up with water. It wouldn't be much to lease one and give them some water, but so be it. So now we should be able to, actually, let me go ahead and drop the plow there. All right, let's go ahead, and since this is already on here, we'll just go ahead and dump this on in. It's not a whole lot, but we got this grain for free. Well, actually, we got paid for taking it, is the way I should be saying it. All right, that is in there. Let's back this up, because I want to return the trailer this month. That way, I mean, it's only $200 to keep it overnight. Not a whole lot, but I really don't need it for anything else. The chickens should be fine for quite a while. Actually, let me just double check on that. So let's see. Daily food, let's see, they got 700 liters. Daily food, only 152. So, yeah, they're good for about 5 months-ish. Somewhere in there. Okay, you can grab the plow. Turn you off. Alright, I'm going back to the farm, to our silo, grab some sorghum, bring that down here, and we'll start the process of making some flour. Where does that, I don't even know where it's even going to spawn, honestly. Oh, can I take the grain back out of here? Is that what this is for? I mean, that's what it looks like. But I'm going to say no. Or I don't think that's going to be a thing. I was ready to say, can the flour come out and I can take it in a trailer? That would seem kind of weird. But, yeah, interesting. Don't know. Yeah, anyways, let me go back, grab some sorghum, and we'll bring the first trailer load down here. I'll probably do the other ones off camera in between episodes, but we'll at least get the first trailer on down here so we can get the process started. Just got to shoot straight across from that intersection, come on through. And the first load of a few to bring on down here. As long as we get the process started, that's all that matters to me. All right, lovely. Let's go on down through here, and of course, oat flour, we got a little bit of that, so let's go ahead and activate that. And of course, sorghum, activate that. So actually, we get more flour than sorghum that we have. So that's good, I suppose. Yeah, wheat and barley we don't have. How are we doing on the silage here? Still got a ways to go on that. And of course, the greenhouses are all, everything's turned on, and that's all on selling direct. How are we doing on water? Oh, we got a good amount of, it's been like a couple months since I put water in there, so that's going to run for a while on those greenhouses, which is good. Yeah, so I don't know where the flour is going to spawn, but that'll be evident in the morning hours when we wake up. I don't know why I'm going to do this, but I'm going to check the store page just to see what's there. I probably shouldn't. Yeah, nothing has changed at all. But let's see, how much more sorghum do I have in storage here? Where is that going to be here? We can go here. 40,000 liters. I want to leave about 10, so I'm going to bring about 30,000 liters down here and pop on in. And yeah, we'll start to see. We should start to see some flour on here. Currently, we got $17 worth. Actually, it's telling me the flour sells best in January. If that's the case, then I got plenty of time to get this stuff made. I thought it was November, but it's actually December/January. So I think we will get all of that grain processed into flour. So I got until January, and then also gives me more time to get myself a trailer and some kind of a setup to transport the pallets. I don't know where that building is that we got to sell it to, but I think most of the sell points are down here. All right, so there's a sell point up here. That's all of our greenhouses, but that's a sell point, whatever that is. I think that's a sell point. Falls Garden Center. But pretty much everything else is, that's our silo. Everything else is going to be down here, wherever it is that we're selling it to. But yeah, I'll worry about that when the time comes. But after changing my mind about 5 times today, we now own the grain mill, and yeah, we will make more off of that field currently. Does it really show also? I know I keep flipping back and forth here, but let's go to here. According to Precision Farming, with the amount of money that we put in and the grain we get off, we should be making about $15,000 off that field this year, which doesn't seem like a lot, but I wonder if that number will change once the sorghum gets turned into flour. I don't think it gets that detailed into it, but yeah, it's just a nice little stat to look at once in a while, just to see how you're doing on a certain field. I think that just goes by the grain that you get off of it, not what you're turning it into. But anyways, that's where we're going to wrap it up for today, guys. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the episode. I do appreciate you watching as always, and I'll catch you again right here in American Falls. But until then, have a good one.